Good evening. Hey, welcome to the Fanatics of Film. I am Joe, and as always, I'm here with Ben. So we're welcome to day 3 of the FanX Salt Lake Comic Convention, which just happened over the last weekend, and we'd already done brilliant things. Like I saw Jeff Goldblum, I ran into Freddie Prinze Jr. twice actually. Lou Ferrigno, got pictures and signatures from David Tennant, bought lots of cool things. World premiere of a film. Check out the other videos. In fact, we have a video of the Robotech panels, the 2 days of the Robotech panel. That's really insightful. But right here, this was in front of the Salt Palace Convention Center. We had 3 of the Weta trolls from the Hobbit films. And then, of course, the TARDIS. And you can kind of see...
And believe it or not, those all 3 of them, they can fit inside that thing.
They can, because it's much bigger on the inside. And I know because I am a Time Lord from the planet of Gallifrey and the constellation of Nerd. So,
and he also put him in there himself. That's what he did. He told me, yeah.
You know, when I first got there that first morning, somebody had actually pulled one of the diapers off. They pulled the diaper off of this guy in the back, and there's butt crack. And we got some cool pictures of... God, I want that. I just want that so badly. I just want my own TARDIS. TARDIS of my very own. If I had a bomb shelter, that would be the lead into the bomb shelter, so it'd be bigger on the inside. And I kind of got some photos of a lot of the props that were there this day. We got some of these magnificent trolls. Then you can see they are to scale with the characters in the movie. They are actually from Weta Digital. They travel to most of the conventions all around the world. They've been to San Diego several times, as well as New York. And they're holding up pretty well.
Really cool.
Aren't they, though? I mean, look at that. That's just so cool. Because it's practical, but in the movie they did some motion capture and whatnot, but they still had to build a practical version of it. And this guy was trying to step on me. I was a little annoyed with that. I was like, dude, you got to take care of those feet. Some Klingons I met, because I am a diehard, I'm a Trekkie. I'm not a Trekker, I'm a Trekkie. These guys were pretty cool. I high-fived this guy after the photo, and he was really playing the role, like, what is this high-five thing? And I said, look, I know you don't high-five, but I'm a human. So just up top. And... These two actually broke character.
And did he do it reluctantly?
He did it, but he did
it reluctantly, like he's in character.
Yeah, he was totally in character. It reminded me of when I used to go to the Star Trek experience at the old Las Vegas Hilton, which I miss. It was so much fun because all the people in costume played the role. So he did kind of one of these things. And I was like, I know you don't high five. I'm a human, just up top. And then he did it, and then those two broke character and started laughing. Look at this Ghost Rider guy.
That was really good.
There was some really impressive cosplay there this year. That's a really cool costume. But I was more impressed how he turned his bicycle into the flaming motorcycle. It's easy to, it's practical. It's like, duh, why haven't people done that before? It's so simple but so creative.
It's just like when we were kids, when we put the deck of cards, put a card and you clothespin to your bike to make it sound like a motorcycle. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Surprised he didn't do that. And then,
that's right. It's like, what?
I really like the level of detail he put in the jacket. Sorry, Nicolas Cage. Suck it. No, I'm just kidding. I actually, I don't have anything against Nicolas Cage. So the first spotlight I did that day was the Legends of Tomorrow, kind of Legends of Tomorrow spotlight. It was Brandon Routh and Caity Lotz, so it was Ray Palmer and it was basically the Atom and the White Canary. And I've met Brandon Routh before at one of the other cons. I had a Red Dwarf T-shirt on. He's a Red Dwarf fan, surprisingly. PBS. We ended up, instead of me gushing over his career, we ended up talking about British comedies. And I didn't get a chance. I wanted to meet him again and go, hey, have you got a chance to see the last 3 seasons of Red Dwarf? Because I know he probably hasn't. But I didn't get a chance to meet him in person this year. Next time, he'll be back.
I absolutely loved him as Superman. I just have to say,
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of most people out there that are in this, at least in this vicinity of the internet sphere, do not appreciate him. But I thought I really enjoyed his version of Superman and how close he was to Christopher Reeve.
Oh yeah, I think since
So good.
Christopher Reeve, he is the best Superman. But you and I. Totally different algorithms, because I know a lot of people who actually might not have liked Superman Returns but loved him as Superman. And of course, when that came on, so his intro clips, of course, everyone's going crazy over his appearance in Scott Pilgrim and Chuck and Legends, but Superman Returns actually got the bigger applause there, which made me happy, because that's when I met him. He was Ray Palmer on the Arrow, but he hadn't become the Atom yet.
Right.
So I got a picture of Superman signed, and what's cool is he just wrote to myself, "Red Dwarf fans unite," and I was
That's
like,
cool.
"That's great. I love that." And Caity Lotz in her like tracksuit, which was really cool. In fact, we'll.
She's actually one of the best parts of Arrow. If you like Arrow, great. If you don't, that's fine. She is one of the best, in my opinion. She's definitely one of her story arc as the Canary in the Arrow series is great.
Yeah, going from Canary dying and having having Constantine bring her back and becoming the White Canary and the leader of the Legends. It's so cool.
Well, thanks. I started this character as Ray Palmer, and the appeal when I was brought onto Arrow was that Ray was there to be the levity, the funny, add some light to what can be a kind of a darker show on Arrow, and that was what was exciting to me. The superhero thing I was a little bit wary about, because I thought I've already played Superman, like the best superhero ever. Who can compete? How can I compete with that? But they sold me on doing a comedy, because that's my first love. So I did that, and Ray was created, and through creating Ray, then we got to see the Atom.
Right.
And so Ray was fully established before the superhero aspect even came out of it. So he was locked in there, which is pretty cool. And Ray informed the Atom more than the Atom informed Ray at the beginning. Now it's kind of changing, because Ray as a superhero, the Atom is allowing Ray to learn some things about what it is to be a superhero. What kind of effect can you actually have on the world and other people? And that's the world that I like to play in now from a dramatic perspective, as the relationship goes on with Nora, is how much influence can someone have on another, positive or negative?
I remember the episode where Ray didn't have the suit, and he had to learn how to be the hero without the suit. How did that feel? Because you had become so comfortable with being the Atom now. Now you had to go back to being Ray Palmer, being a hero.
Yeah, it's a different thing for Ray, and he hadn't totally given up being Ray Palmer, but he's not asked and tasked to do the same things on the Wave Rider as he did as the CEO of a big company. He does do a little bit of inventing and science, but it's mostly as the Atom that he's contributing to the team. You take that away, his ego is like, well, what does that make me? Who am I? And I think the real value of Ray to the team, even without the Atom, is the heart that he brings to them, and connecting everyone, and hopefully connecting our different characters and giving them room to, like McRory, and finding common ground where they can be friends.
I want to see that.
Go Caity, 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 go Caity. What's up?
amazing.
I have to be honest, I kind of kept going because I was like, I don't know if I can still dance.
You
Like,
want to test yourself out.
I was like, let's see.
Well, evidently, you still have moves that I know for a fact I would never, ever be able to do. Me, this body and these knees will not do it.
The backflip or
The backflip would be a black flip on the floor. And me just staying there laying and no one helping me. You're also, we know your character is a great martial artist, but you are an accomplished martial artist. Caity, how did you decide to bring what styles you were going to use to the character?
Oh, well, I used to go to an open practice space to break, and there was a bunch of martial artists there, and they would teach me to fight, and I would teach them to dance, and so
It's a good trade-off.
I would just learn whatever anybody would teach me.